Okay, no job number to this yet, but this is a Target facility out in Lakewood at the Lakewood Town Center. I'm looking at this job for Kansas Asphalt, but I have a feeling I will also be sending this out to a couple of the other national accounts like US Pavement, maybe Let's Pave, National Pavement Partners maybe. I'm going to call around tomorrow to see who else is putting a bid on it. Kansas Asphalt told me that there will be some competitors. They just didn't tell me who. All right, so this is the second of 3 targets I'm looking at. I looked at Bonnie Lake. I'm looking at this one. They have their own bid form that they will be using, but we'll put together our quote based on all of our spreadsheets, and then we'll take the numbers we've got and try to convert it onto their bid form. Let's start with asphalt, okay? Project managers, there's plenty of room out here at this Target facility to stage. Behind the Target is a huge-ass parking lot that's never used. This portion of the parking that's out in here, lots of open spaces, okay? Lots of open spaces, so staging will not be a factor at all. The dark areas that you see in gray are asphalt repairs, and we are using the exact dimensions as they provided on their page. So as you can see, there's A1 through let me back up here. A1 through A28. You will see that all the repairs that are A1 through A28 are 4-inch depth. You'll see that there's dimensions, exact dimensions on what we need to use. You'll see on the map that it has the patches and where they're at, the shape of them. Then you get down into the B section, B1 through B10. Take that back, it goes even farther. B1 through B22. Those are 6-inch depth. Then you've got C01. If you look up here into the legends, you've got A, which is for 4 inches of asphalt. You've got B, which is 6 inches of asphalt. Then you've got C, which is reinforced concrete, 5-inch depth. Okay? That's located in the color of brown, which is right up here at the front of the store. I'll show you what that looks like here in a little bit. So this whole area is going to get removed and replaced with asphalt, which means that those ADA stalls, when they get restriped, they're also going to need handicap signs with bollards inside of them. Okay, the red area, it says concrete curb restoration, vertical curb. It's a 160 lineal feet. By the way, on the asphalt, you'll see that it says square yards. We're going to go by square feet, and then in the end, we need to convert it into square yards, and I'll show you why on the bid form. Wheel stop installation, 14 wheel stops. They're the Type X slotted wheel stop. So the big standard, well, I shouldn't say standard wheel stop. It's the, I think it's 6-inch tall or 5.5-inch tall by 7-inch wide wheel stop with the slots in it for forklifts. Okay. 2 each drainage structure adjustment. We're going to look at the 2 each of those. We're going to look at the 2 drainage structure restoration, top 12-inch depth. We're going to look for those. On the striping, I'm going to do all the quantities of the striping, and then what we end up having to do is we're going to have to convert it into how they have it labeled. So, for instance, you look at how they did pavement marking application. They did it in square yards. That's not how we do it. We got concrete joint application, so at the joint fill, 3,500 lineal feet. Pavement marking application, there's 340 square yards. Again, we don't do that, so let me show you what it looks like on the bid form. Before I do that, though, I want to show you that in this quote, I am also going to have bollards to install in this asphalt area, okay? There will be bollards. Okay, so let's take a look at their bid form. Asphalt crack seal, 26,700 lineal feet. There's not 26,700 lineal feet, but we're using their numbers because our competitors are going to use the same numbers in order to do apples to apples. When we come out to do a final walk of this place, if we win the job, we will see that this crack fill is probably going to be a third of that. Okay, pavement marking application, 22,590 square yards. We'll end up taking all of our striping, figure out our bid total, then we'll take that subtotal, divide it by 22,590, and we will come up with a unit price based on our total dollar amount. So in the end, our total dollar amount is going to be the same, but we're going to try to break up the total dollar amount by square yards. Okay, I don't think this will shrink at all, so we'll still get paid whatever we put down on there. It's just we need to follow their units here. It's not how we do it. Concrete joint seal application, 3,500 lineal feet, pretty self-explanatory. It's going to be inside all the joints that are up near the front of the store. The 4-inch asphalt depth, 6-inch and 4-inch, you'll see they have it in square yards. We need to do our square foot, get the total, and then break it or convert it into square yards. So that way we can put the unit price in here correctly per square yard. Okay, there's a lot of asphalt on this one. You can see down here it says bid is to be based on this tonnage, 1,248 tons. Okay, striping, 2 coats. So this is a good job. It's a busy place, so I don't know what day is going to be a good day out here, but we'll have to definitely ask. I've been out here at any day of the week to go watch movies over at AMC Theater, and this parking lot, I don't know, always has people here, so it will be a challenge. The concrete curb and gutter restoration, there's 160 feet. That's up near the store front. The drainage structure, those 2 things, we're going to try to find those here real quick. And those are the only 2 things that I'm really concerned about. So 4.51B and 4.61 are the drainage areas that we need to take a look at. By the way, it looks like there's some curbing right there too, not just these 2 curb islands, but there's also up here. All right. Oh, one other thing we got to throw into the mix here is about $2,300 for the drive-up stalls. The drive-up stalls are currently here on this target. They got these huge numbers, and they're painted in white and red. But we need to plug in a price to buy the stencils in order to do the drive-up stalls. So make sure you plug in $2,300. This whole area is your concrete joint seal. There's a little bit out here in the back as well. Over here, there's a couple patches near the back. All right, so 4.61 is real close to here. It's real close to where I'm parked right now, so I gotta go look for those real quick. Okay, the drainage structure that they're talking about replacing is 4.61. Is by the cart path here, and it's this catch basin. I don't think there's any replacement on this, but I might have to pull the lid to see if it's broken. It doesn't look like it is right now, but we might have to replace like a riser in there. I'll take a look and see, but that's one of the areas. And then the other one, I gotta look for here. Okay, it looks like the other drainage structure I'm looking at is over by the ADA area. Okay, so there's your ADA area, and there is the drainage right there. So it's just another catch basin. They've got some failed asphalt around it, and I'll pull the lid to see if there's anything busted underneath. But right now it's looking like they want to get that adjusted or even replaced, which would mean probably just a riser underneath. I don't think it'll be the whole catch basin. Okay, so it looks like these ADA signs and posts and bollards were replaced at one time, and it looks like SPS might have been the one out here to do this back in the day. I mean, it says locate. It looks pretty fresh. So these posts might have been done recently. So yeah, I think the posts, they get to stay. So when we go to rip out all the asphalt, we'll definitely have to put in new wheel stops. I mean, they actually look like they're good wheel stops and could potentially be salvaged. So we might save a little money there. But the ADA signs and posts, they can stay. So we don't have to put any new bollards in on that. Okay, I was just looking back on the bid form, and it looks like those catch basins don't have to be replaced. They just need to be raised up on those 2 drains. Okay, so now what I'm looking at is the reinforced concrete, the 5-inch in depth, which is 2.61. Okay, so I'm not sure why, but on this bid it says that we'll need to replace this ramp here, but I am not sure why we need to replace the ramp. It all looks fine to me right now. The asphalt needs to be replaced out here in the front according to the drawings, but I'm not quite sure why this needs to be replaced. But it's a 5-inch depth, and it's going to require truncated domes. They did the stamped concrete where you put the stamp down and it provides the bumps on there. That isn't the type that you set in after the fact. That's just been painted over. So in the red, these 2 concrete curb islands, they'll need to be removed and replaced once the asphalt comes out. So that's the second island there. And this third island, it's extruded curb right now, but they were saying it needs to be vertical curb plugged in after the fact. So I'll double check that. I'll make sure the quantities are written in there correctly. But right now, as you can see, it's extruded curb. Okay. What's the other thing that we need to look at over here? This other curb island, I believe that is 3 down. So 1, 2, 3 down at the far end where the yellow light pole is down there. There's some more curbing to fix on that end. There's a chance that it might just be extruded curb that we have to put back, but I'll double check that. This is the area where we'll end up buying the stencils, and it'll say drive up. It'll have a big number on it, say no parking, and it'll be painted in red. This is kind of similar for the other Target locations. It might not be the exact stencil, but at least you have an idea of what they're doing here at these Targets. They're doing drive-ups, okay? So I think that's about it. I'll probably show this other curb that's down here that I was mentioning. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. This third one down here by the light pole says there's only a little bit of curb to do down here, and I think I see what they're talking about. Okay, so at the last red ball that you see there, that little kind of bollard that they use here at Target, across from it is a traffic island here, and it's got some broken curb along the edge here. So I'm guessing it's probably just putting back extruded curb after the fact. We don't have to do any poured in place concrete. There are some details I think I saw in the drawings where it says what kind of ballers to put in and things like that, but I'm not sure if it had curbing. Okay, that's it. Any other questions, let me know. This job, if awarded, needs to be done in November. It's probably going to go through like 2 or 3 phases of bidding. So I was already warned that it'll be a few stages of bidding, and we might adjust some of the pricing on it if we get through the first round, and then through the second round, and then possibly through the third round. We'll probably get notified, and it'll probably be like May or June that we'll find out about this. Okay? Thanks.